Hello everyone, and welcome to the 3030 Health Podcast. I'm calling this episode 0. I wanted to introduce myself and talk a little bit about the objective of this podcast. My name is Guillermo, and I am currently a 4th-year naturopathic medical student. And I have been interested in health and nutrition for a very long time. Ever since I was a kid, I knew that I wanted to be a doctor. I graduated from the University of Central Florida with a medical sciences degree, and then decided to become an EMT in order to immerse myself in the healthcare field. I landed a job at Arnold Palmer Emergency Department, a Level 1 trauma center for kids, as an advanced clinical tech, and enjoyed every minute of it. I worked with some fantastic people saving lives. I always had a scientific inclination and loved spending time digging around PubMed, reading interesting articles, and learning about evidence-based medicine. But then, I had a sort of paradigm shift. What if everything I thought I knew about nutrition and health was maybe wrong? It all started after one of my friends let me borrow Good Calories, Bad Calories by Gary Taubes, and I could not believe what I was reading. I started learning about the history of nutritional science, and that eventually landed me on a blog post about eating like a caveman. I learned about paleo nutrition by reading blogs and listening to podcasts. It was during a Chris Kresser podcast interview that I learned about naturopathic medicine. What if there was a system that approached the patient with a hierarchy that began with nutrition, habits, and then used supplementation and prescription medication when needed? I like to say that naturopathic medicine found me and not the other way around. Because traditionally, this is how we used to practice medicine. So with the support of family and friends, I loaded up the U-Haul and moved across the country and enrolled at the Southwest College of Naturopathic Medicine and became a medical student. My objective is to advance naturopathic medicine using an evidence-based approach, and I focus on finding evolutionary connections between our modern and traditional healthcare systems. On top of being a full-time student, I'm also a senior research assistant at the Southwest College of Naturopathic Medicine and an associate researcher at the Arizona State University Biodesign Institute, where I mostly focus on botanical medical research. I'm not a doctor yet, so I can't give any medical advice, but I sure can ask a ton of questions. In the last 3.5 years, I've met some incredible people, and I want to share their work with you. The purpose of my podcast is to interview people that impact the different areas of health, coaching, spirituality, and even motivation. I want to be the sandbox where all these great minds come to play in order to cross-pollinate the different niches and eventually change the world. If you like this idea, you can do a couple of things. If you're listening on iTunes, you can leave me a review. You could also share this podcast with your friends and family. Finally, make sure you visit my website. That's 3030strong.com, 3030strong.com, to keep up with all my projects and blog posts. You can also follow me on social media. My handle is 3030strong, 3030strong. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you have any suggestions for future guests or any recommendations for future shows, you can always send me an email or a message through social media. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the show.